Emmanuel Navarrete was doing his post-fight press conference, which, by the way, once again, that was a hell of a fight. You know, if you guys wanted to know how I scored it, I had it best case scenario for Oscar Valdez. You may have him winning 4 rounds. Worst case, maybe anywhere between 2 and 3. But I think I was a little generous and I gave him like 4 rounds because there were just some, man, he landed some shots that that should have put dude's lights out. And I mean, and when you got a good look at him, I mean, man, he didn't even have no marks on his face. I'm talking about got hit flush. And the funny thing is, I think if Oscar Valdez would have tried to fight him a little bit more on the inside, if he would have came with a more up and down attack, where he would have tried to throw more combination to the body, where basically going to the body and then going up with that hook. If he had landed the punch that Caleb Plant basically folded, the rail with, where he basically came with a body shot and then came up top, who knows? But man, dude was taking some shots, man. I don't know how he stood up on his feet, and I mean, he got hit flush. Like I said, it was a real good fight. I do think that, I would be interested in a rematch, but probably not gonna happen. And I came to the conclusion that I don't think Eric Morales likes Canelo too much, because every time you ask him a question about Canelo, he seems to get a little irritated by it. Like, he doesn't care for the guy. So I don't know, maybe that's, maybe he doesn't like the guy very much, but oh well. But Navarrete was basically talking about possibly would he be interested in a fight with Shakur Stevenson, and I was thinking to myself, why not? I am curious about that fight, but keep in mind, as the saying goes, there's levels to this. Shakur Stevenson is just on a totally different level. So hold on, y'all. So please make your way to F3. The doors will be closing in less than 5 minutes and not reopening. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm at the airport. So my plane leaves in about another hour. So So yeah, it leaves in another hour. So I'm gonna be headed home. I'm gonna go home, get some rest, then get back at it for a little bit. But yeah, I would be interested in a fight like that. But the thing is, Shakur Stevenson would be favored in that fight. But I think he can make it interesting based off, his punching power and his skill set. I think he may, if he lands some shots on Shakur Stevenson, he could possibly buzz him, because, Navarrete hits hard enough to get your attention. That's one thing he does do. And it was kind of funny when I did that interview with Mark Crago. Mark Crago said that basically they brought him in there for Dog Bay to basically beat him up, and I guess basically he didn't follow the script, and basically, he ended up beating up Dog Bay, and I guess Top Rank decided to sign him on board. They saw what they had in him, because he had a loss. He had a previous loss. But one thing about Navarrete, y'all gotta excuse me if I don't say his name correctly, but oh well, he has long arms. So when he punches, he extends, and it's kind of hard sometimes to get away from his jab, because his arms are so long. When he throws a jab, it's kind of like, well, he doesn't have range, but then he ends up touching you and peppering you with it. So yeah, he would be very interesting, because he could give Shakur Stevenson some problems. But I would be curious to watch a fight like that. I think it would be fun to watch. I mean, you talking about him going up, I think, one weight class, I think from 130 to 135. But I mean, the weight jump I don't think would be that big of a deal. It's not like it's 2 or 3 weight classes like what now you starting to see. And once again, I just couldn't get a one-on-one with Bob Arum. I just always see to miss Bob Arum. Either I don't get there in time, or it's just so many people surrounding him. It's just like it's just hard to get to him sometimes. And next time I do a fight, I'm gonna get there early so I can like get Bob Arum, get a solo. But if I wanted to, I could probably call Evan and have Evan set something up. So, I probably could have Evan set something up for me if I really was just hell bent on talking to Bob Arum. But yeah, I'll be interested in a Norvate Shakur Stevenson fight. I think it would be interesting fight. But like I said, I would have to go with Shakur Stevenson, who was he appeared to be out in Omaha with, I almost said Oklahoma, Omaha with Terrence Crawford, which, by the way, I'm going to talk about Terrence Crawford and how Terrence Crawford got a lot of love from, a lot of different people, a lot of rappers and actors and all that kind of stuff, which was cool, like I said. And, he got some love from the OG E40. He got some love from Damian Lillard. So just go to show you the Bay mess with Terrence Crawford, man. Tried to tell y'all, they got a few Aerospin fun boys in the Bay Area, but Bud got a following in the Bay, man. A lot of people mess with Bud, man, because Bud is that dude. And you still got people crying about Aerospins and acting like Tito Jackson, Tito get me some tissue and all this kind of stuff. The Aerospin sympathy train, hasn't derailed yet, but, them guys can continue talking because nobody's listening to them. Ain't nobody paying attention to them. They can continue to cry about how Aerospin got the brakes beat off them by Terrence Crawford, but it is what it is. Bud is celebrating. And if you a Bud, he celebrating. So whatever that means, but, But yeah, getting back to that fight, man. Yeah, count me in, man. I'd like to see that fight. I'd like to see that fight. Shakur, he don't have nothing coming up as I know of. And then, I talked to Bill Haney like yesterday when I was on my way to the airport. They basically told me they working on some things, and I ran some ideas by Bill. So, who knows? Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. I don't know what's going on with this Regis thing, but, Team Haney still is interested in a Shakur Stevenson fight down the line. Now, keep in mind, this situation with Matchroom, this is supposed to be like another one and done. So, if they beat Regis, it's no guarantee that they'll re-sign with Matchroom. This is supposed to be a one and done, which means they could eventually go back to Top Rank. So think about it. They could start unifying. They could start unifying at 140. That would make a Devin Haney Teofimo Lopez fight even more intriguing. If Devin goes back to Top Rank and he has the belt, then Teofimo, he got his belt. So then basically they could start having these unification bouts. And I would be up for something like that. I think that'd be cool. So, but nevertheless, my battery is running low. It's in the 20s now. Shout out to my hood, the Dubs, the 20s, East Oakland. But nevertheless, I'll be back later on. I'm out.